Tax day is coming.
Oh, no.
But if you sign up for Robinhood Gold's IRA with a 3% match, you can get up to $195 for the 2023 tax year.
Oh, yeah.
Sign up at Robinhood.com/boost by tax day to get the biggest contribution match on the market. Subscription fees apply.
Investing involves risk. 3% match requires gold for 1 year from first match. Must keep IRA for 5 years. Robinhood Financial, LLC, member SIPC.
Okay, MetaMates. I don't know if you've heard about this, but no longer will you be called like team member, staff, or maybe even an employee. Now, you might remember that Facebook changed its name to Meta. And so if you work for Facebook, you're now known as a MetaMate. I mean, can't you imagine this meeting? Oh, dear MetaMates, we are so glad that you're here, that you brought your skills and talents to Meta. Okay, but I'm not sure if you heard that Meta is actually going to acquire Musil. Yeah, this is really something. Mark Zuckerberg said that the Meta-Musil merger will help us move things along. He also said, me and the other Meta-mates are looking forward to this merger with every fiber of our being. Oh, I know. It's only going to get worse from here. Hey, welcome to Tech Refresh. It's your weekly fun show about everything digital. And I'm Kim Commando. And joining us this week, as always, is our amazing content queen, Ali Seligman. Welcome. And what pearls of wisdom will you be sharing with us?
I've actually got some more Facebook news, something that they are changing that you have used for the last 15 years. And a nice way to hide your Facebook profile if you can't give it up, but you don't want everybody to see it.
Maybe we should start calling you like the Facebook queen. I mean, our amazing Facebook queen. All right. Then, of course, we have our battery bad boy and trusty news director over at Commando.com, Ben Bradley. What do you have coming up, Ben?
Well, good news. Somebody finally got arrested for using an AirTag in a bad way. And later on, I'll have not a review, but I'll share my experiences so far of using a smart refrigerator with a touchscreen.
You know, you have to be careful of refrigerators. I always knock on the door of my refrigerator before I open it because, you know, inside there's salad dressing. Oh. All right, then our magnificent millennial, Matthew Heffel, he's going to tell us what the internet's buzzing about. Right, Matt?
Yeah, that's right. So there's a lot of stuff that happened this week. We're going to talk about the internet's favorite Super Bowl commercials, as well as the Kanye controversy going on Instagram right now.
There's always a Kanye controversy.
Of course there is.
Don't we just call him like Ye now? I mean, is it really Kanye?
Yeah.
It's Ye. I thought he changed his name to Ye or
Yay.
Ye or something. Yes, Yay.
I think it's Yay, but
It's Yay.
Whatever. Okay. Don't forget, at the very end, I have a joke that is so good, you're going to laugh until next week's episode. And just a quick reminder to rate, review, subscribe, and follow our podcast. And just a quick reminder that Tech Refresh is brought to you by GetTheCurrent.com. Tech news and tips you can use. No ads, absolutely free. You're going to love it. Head over to GetTheCurrent.com. All right, we always like to start with the news. These are important tech developments to keep you in the know. And just a little under a week, AT&T becomes the first of the big three cellular carriers to shut down its entire 3G network. In July and again at the end of this year, T-Mobile and Verizon, they're going to follow up. So what this means is that 3G is history. And the cellular connections for so many cars, if those cars were made before 2016. So the big question is, what does this mean to me? I know, because it's all about you. Well, that's the big question. But not only will most cars 5 years and older lose OnStar and other similar services, all 3G-based home and business security systems, that's right, they're going to lose contact with their central monitoring station. And so most cars built in the last 5 years, you'll be okay. Now, if you're not sure, call your dealer. And if your car is 3G, ask if there's an upgrade program. I'm raising my hand. I have a car that's based on 3G, and there is no upgrade program. If not, you can contact your car's 3G carrier. I did that, and they said there's nothing they can do. But most, they say, will provide a modem type of module that plugs into the car to give you, they say, uninterrupted service. So the key is don't wait. Call your dealer today. All right, Ben, so you're up next with an AirTag story, right?
Yes, I know we've talked a lot about them, on Tech Refresh, on the website, on your show, but it's really become a big deal, when it comes to personal safety and the whole thing of being tracked without your permission. Well, now, finally word that someone has been arrested in an AirTag-related case. So This woman in Apollo, Pennsylvania, I guess driving down the road, or I'm not sure the specifics, but she got a notification on her phone that an unknown AirTag was near her, tracking her location. Well, she was pretty sure she didn't own one, so she went looking, and wouldn't you know it, she found one hidden in her car's trailer hitch.
Man.
So she called police. And not long ago, Apple announced these new safety measures coming to AirTags, and they also mentioned that they would be sharing details with law enforcement in cases where they're used, nefariously. And they did. Officers found out who owned this thing, and it just happened to be someone she knew. And not just that, but she had an existing protection from abuse order against him. This guy, though, he told, he said, oh, this must be some kind of mistake. And, he had this trooper ask him, can I take a look at your phone? He's like, sure. And the guy pulls his phone out of his pocket, opens it up, and deletes the AirTag right there in front of the trooper.
Of course.
So he was arrested. He's got charges for stalking and that whole violating the protection from abuse order, but he did bond out. So anyway, we have all the details about, how to find out if an AirTag is near you and all the new features coming and, why it's really bad if you have an Android and you're being tracked with an AirTag.
Because,
That's all on the
Android,
site.
you're just totally screwed in the deal. I mean, really. I mean, you have to download the app, and then you have to tap scan, and then you must just buy an iPhone, really. I mean, if you think that you are going to be getting stalked with any of these AirTags. And so, as Ben mentioned, we've got a lot of the details over on the website. But speaking of law enforcement, a listener told me that he got arrested for downloading the entire Wikipedia. But then he told the police he could explain everything. Oh, I know. Okay, you had to think about that one. All right. So, Allie, you're up. Facebook, what's going on?
Oh, there's a lot going on, right? So after 15 years, Facebook is doing a big rebrand. No, I'm talking about Meta. This is actually the good old news feed is now called, wait for it, drum roll, feed. It's just the feed now.
I wonder how,
Innovative, impressive.
Yes, I wonder how many meetings they had. Think about this. Like they have 15 people on a Zoom call saying, well, we are getting progressive here. And what should we call it? Okay. All right. Yes.
Well, they probably realized by this point, most of what you see on Facebook isn't actually real news, right? By the way, there's a 2020 study from Pew that says 36% of people say they get their news
Sad
from
face.
Facebook,
Ooh,
which
yikes.
makes me
Yes.
sad. And it makes me sad because we know that the things that spread the most, get the most shares, the most engagement are misinformation posts. And so it's a dangerous place if that's where you're relying on your news. Now, Facebook, Meta, whatever, they've said for years that they're working on this problem. And really, I think this is, in a way, them kind of throwing up their hands and saying, nope, we're not a news site.
Yeah,
This
it's true.
is a social media
It's true.
site. Well, they have, whether or not they intended to, they have become a news aggregator. The rebrand, changing the name, taking away the word news, it's not going to change that. But okay, Facebook. Another Facebook news, Meta is paying out $90 million to settle another privacy lawsuit. And this one is way back from 2012. So 10 years ago, Facebook was, surprise, surprise, tracking users even after they logged out. And now they're finally paying up. Because so many of us are going to be affected by this, it's probably going to be one of those, spend 20 minutes filling out a form, we'll give you $3. Great, go on your way. Maybe not worth it. We'll see. We'll have the details on Commander.com once that's all approved. See how you can get your $3. This lawsuit, though, doesn't even come close to Facebook's $650 million settlement approved last February. That was all about facial recognition and how
Did
to
we get
track
any
you.
money
So,
from that one?
Man, I think it was
What's
the
that,
same thing
$3?
where, a very little
Pretty
bit.
excited about that. I know, you're
Yeah.
right, Al.
Here's a
Oh,
quarter.
it was a quarter, yes. Pretty excited. Can't even buy a stamp. Okay, that's it. Oh, man. It just reminds me, this is a really bad one. This is an old one. Okay, you ready? What does a judge wear to work? A lawsuit. Yes, a lawsuit. Yeah.
Oh.
All right, Matt, Snapchat. What's going on there?
I really love live music. I like going to concerts. I like going to events. And Snapchat knows that that's what younger people are interested in right now, especially with COVID restrictions being lifted and people going out more. And so Snapchat just announced that they'll have a new feature on their system that will allow you to find live events and live music near you. And so you'll be able to go to the map feature on Snapchat, and it'll ask you a few questions about what you're interested in. And then you'll be able to, similar to Tinder, swipe left or right, and it'll tell you whether your other friends on Snapchat also liked that event. So then you can plan an event to all go to that concert together. So they just announced that today, and it'll be unveiling within the next couple weeks.
That's actually a really good
That sounds
feature. Now,
cool.
Matt, for everybody who's, over the age of 30, swipe left when and right when?
That's it. I don't know if Snapchat's going to go by Tinder rules, because there are some different apps that do that, but swipe left is no, swipe right is yes.
Yes. So right is always yes. Right is, well, most of the time it's yes. Okay. I have to tell you about this crazy story that happened in the Orlando airport. I don't know if you heard about this. There's this 31-year-old woman. Her name is Chelsea Alston. And she was going from Orlando to New York City when a Southwest Airlines gate agent said, "Hey, Chelsea, you're not allowed on the airplane. You are just drunk as a skunk. We cannot let you get on the plane." And so Orlando police officer Andrew Mamone told Alston that she had glassy eyes. She couldn't even stand up straight, okay? She had alcohol on her breath. And he said that's the reasons why she wasn't allowed to board the flight, because she was just too intoxicated. And he actually told her, "It's okay. Just go over to the terminal, sober up a little bit, and get on the next flight. We just can't put you on this flight because you're drunk." So Chelsea cursed at the officer, waved him her middle finger. Okay, but here's the part that is funny. Okay, she sat on her suitcase and drove away. She had a motorized suitcase. That's right. Chelsea fled the scene on a $1,500 motorized suitcase. Okay. All right. I know we shouldn't be laughing. She was drunk, but couldn't you just see this drunk woman buzzing down the terminal? No pun intended.
The visual is amazing.
Okay.
I would pay $20 to see that.
They arrested her for other reasons. I think she vandalized the police car. I mean, something else she did. I didn't read the whole story. But I really hope she gets a great lawyer, because otherwise she might lose her case. All right. Stay right where you are. We have some tips to make you sound smart at dinner parties and on Zoom calls. So stay right where you are here with Tech Refresh. How'd you like to hear about how I saved $456 in just 5 minutes? I used an app called Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Can you remember all the free trials and all the other random subscriptions that you've signed up for? Of course you don't, and that's what they're banking on. I love that with Rocket Money, I can see all of my subscriptions in one place. Then if I see something I don't want, I just tap to cancel, and I never have to get on the phone with customer service. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has helped save its members an average of $720 a year, with over 500 million in canceled subscriptions. Stop wasting money on things that you just don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/Kim. That's rocketmoney.com/Kim. rocketmoney.com/Kim. Hey, welcome back to Tech Refresh. It's your weekly fun podcast about all things digital. And just a quick reminder to sign up for The Current. That's right, getthecurrent.com. It's a great newsletter that we put out, exclusive links, exclusive videos. It's exclusive to you and hopefully another million people. So make sure that you sign up right now over at getthecurrent.com. That's getthecurrent.com. All right, so this is part of the podcast where you like to share some insider secrets and tips. And I'm sure this has happened to you. You deleted a file on accident and it's gone to that whole digital graveyard, right? But is it really gone? Is it really? Okay. First, here's how you might be able to find it. You should be making regular backups of your most important files, right? So you want to check there. Okay. Then you want to open your device's trash or recycle bin. And let's just say you come up empty on both fronts. Well, there are these really good file recovery tools that work based on how files get saved. Like when you delete a file, it's actually not gone. It's still stored on the device's drive. What happens is that the operating system just says, "Hey, over here, I got some free space." So until you save something, that file is actually still there. So meaning the next time you need to save something, it's going to take that spot. That's why it's super important to recover files as soon as you can. So here are some programs. Ease US Data Recovery works for Mac. And if you're on Windows, no, this is not my New York accent coming out. It's called Recover. Okay, Recover. Not Recoverer, Recover. And these programs will run a scan for free, but then typically you have to pay up in order to get your files back. It's anywhere, less than 50. I accidentally deleted an audiobook I was listening to the other day. I'm so upset because now I'll never hear the end of it. Okay. Oh, work with me, people. All right, Ben. This is interesting because only you could figure this out. How to turn your Amazon Fire tablet into an Amazon Echo Show. What?
Yeah, it's actually people have been able to do it for a while. It's not something you just see like Amazon's really, trying to market or put out there because you go to Amazon right now and you can get like an Echo Show 5. It's got a 5-inch screen. That's like $85. You get the 8-inch screen and 130, and then you got that 10-incher with the like the rotating base, and it's over $200. But yeah, you can turn a lot of the Fire tablets over the past few years into an Echo Show, and I actually did that a couple of years ago. I'll get to that, but these are magnetic docks. So basically, when you connect the tablet to it, you just set it on, and once it connects, it basically activates show mode and brings up the same screen that you would see on an Echo Show. Like it may be a recipe or the weather or game highlights, whatever you have customized. But I started looking a couple of years ago. I have an Amazon Fire HD 10, and it's a 10-inch screen, but it's like the 2017 version. So when I started looking for it a couple of years ago, the dock for it was already discontinued, but I ended up finding one on eBay for like new condition for $15-20. Works perfectly. It's actually, that was 2 years ago. It's still sitting on my desk right next to me. So, even though they're like 5 years old, they work great. But now, fast forward to today, and you actually have third parties making the docks for the recent Fire tablets. And some of them are sold bundled. So you can get a Fire HD 8 Plus tablet, that's one of the newer ones, with the dock included for $155. Now, that is $25 more than just buying an 8-inch Echo Show.
I was just going to say that. Yeah. I'm like, I'm doing the math in my head, and I'm thinking, okay, why do I want to do this?
Yeah, but it's a 2-in-1. So, and that's what you do. You have it as an Echo Show. You can have Alexa play music, whatever else. I made sure to deactivate it before we started recording today, by the way. And then when you want to take it with you, use it as a tablet, you just pick it right up. I mean, that's how it charges. You don't have to plug in anything. So, it's actually nice having that 2-in-1 feature. So, and we're putting together a list of some of the options, like for the Echo or for the Fire 8-inch and the 10-inch with the docks and how much they cost, sold separately. So if you already have one, if you already have a tablet, you can get one too. Just make sure these are made to be specific to that tablet. So just make sure that you pick the right one.
I had my doubts before you explained it. Did you guys have your doubts too? Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was kind of going down that rabbit hole. I thought, well, but at the end, it's like, I think out of a scale of 1 to 10, I think I'd give that like a 7 or 8 tip. What do you guys think?
It's helpful. It's helpful. I don't have either of those things, but still.
It's definitely a niche. It's a niche tip, Ben. It's definitely a niche tip. But Allie, you have more of a tip that I think affects everybody.
Absolutely. We have talked about how people are deleting their Facebook accounts in droves. If you don't want to actually get rid of yours, but you don't really want people to find you that way anymore, you can do something about it. So right now, say we search for one of our names, our Facebook account might come up in a Google search result. So what if you don't want people to find you that way? Well, you can turn off that setting. Now, I'm not going to go through exactly step-by-step how to do it. I will tell you it's in settings and privacy, and then you're going to go to privacy, and you're going to look for something called how people find and contact you. And there's an option in there where you can say, hey, Google, hey, other search engines, don't index my profile. I don't want to be found via a search engine. So it is a good way to kind of put another barrier between people finding you. There are also ways that you can limit how people find you on Facebook itself. Now, no, if they are looking up your name, they're going to be able to find you unless you've given yourself a fake name on Facebook. But you can limit who can search for you by your phone number or by your email address. So you can keep those things private too. There are options you can limit it to just people who are your friends, to only you, which effectively means nobody can search for you that way. Again, too many steps to go through because Facebook makes this stuff way more complicated than it needs to be, but we are going to have it all up on commando.com so we can walk you right through the process. It's actually pretty easy.
I do read every single email that gets sent to me. And I got this one and I just reminded me when you were talking about your Facebook profile. Is the guy wrote me, and this is the exact thing. Hey Kim, I went on a blind date where this gal's online dating profile said she had an infectious smile. It turns out they were just cold sores. Oh God!
Oh no!
Can you imagine? Ouch! She's probably on that motorized suitcase going through the terminal right now.
Yeah,
See ya.
probably.
All right, so Matt, you're gonna be talking about AirPods.
Yes. So I really like hosting game nights at my place. I like having people over, setting up a board game or Dungeons and Dragons, anything like that. I love having people over and doing that. And issue that I ran into was if I have to go to the restroom, I don't want them to have to stop playing. And so I'll leave. And so I discovered this way you can use your AirPods to continue to listen in to the conversation going on and to the game going on in the other room. So what you can do is you can set up the live listen feature with your AirPods. So what that does is allow you to place your phone on the table or in the area, and then you're going to go into the control center and you're going to find the little button that looks like an ear, and you're going to click on that, and then it will say live listen. And if you have your AirPods in and you leave your phone out there, it'll be putting the audio that your phone is collecting into your AirPods, so you can continue to participate in what's going on in the room.
Okay. Now,
Do you end up like
as they
shouting
can't
from the
hear you.
bathroom?
I did last time. Yes, that is what happened.
see, we've written about this, we've talked about it, and I've never really thought of using it as like a board game when you have to go to the bathroom. I mean,
Hey.
we thought about like, snooping on conversations, things like that. But this, puts a whole new light on everything.
It's a lighthearted version of what you can do with this tool.
I mean, do you cover up the mic when you flush though? I mean, this way,
Well, they can't hear the other way around.
that's
It
right.
doesn't
That's right.
project
That is
your-
true. That is
Right.
true. You're right. You're right. I mean, I once took my friend's board game and he didn't even notice. That's right. He didn't have a clue.
Ah.
All right. If you like these quick tips, make sure that you get our podcasts, our digital life hacks, and our daily tech updates. You can get it wherever you get your podcasts, and they are growing like gangbusters. And each one is only 60 seconds. You get 2 a day. So wherever you get your podcast, search for Commando with a K, of course. And you want to get the daily tech update and the digital life hacks. And we have a great fun game that we play on Tech Refresh. It's all about trivia because there's tons of computer and tech trivia out there. Like, for example, for about 20 years, from 1962 to 1977, the computer-controlled launch code for the U.S. nuclear missiles was anybody? 00000000. That is correct. 8 zeros. That's right. Or how about this little fun fact? Apollo 11 landed 2 men on the moon. You remember that? Well, the combined power of all the computers, every single computer in Apollo 11 is much less than the power of today's smartphone. Right? Isn't that amazing? You hold that.
Wow.
Believe
And so this week, Matt, you're going to be talking about some trivia with YouTube.
Yes. So, YouTube was released in 2005, 2006. In November of 2005, a Nike advertisement that featured the soccer superstar Ronaldo was the first to reach 1 million views on the site. Since then, views have gotten
Crazy.
exorbitantly higher, right? So, the question today is which one of these videos is not in the top 5 most viewed YouTube videos on YouTube?
Oh, this is going to be hard. This
Not
is
in
going to be difficult.
Is it A, Despacito?
Can you sing it?
Is it-
Can you sing it? Come on, Matt.
Despacito. That's all I got because the rest is in Spanish.
Because it's in
Yes,
Spanish.
exactly.
Yes. B, Baby Shark Dance.
Okay, can you do the baby shark?
Baby Shark.
Baby shark, do, 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 do,
You
do.
know, they're making a full movie with baby
There
shark.
goes the rest of my
yes,
day.
there goes the
Are
rest.
they really?
Yes. Okay.
Poor parents.
Yeah.
I know.
C, Gangnam Style. Oppa Gangnam Style. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Or D, Shape of You by Ed Sheeran. I'm not going to sing that one.
Why not?
Because I'm not Ed Sheeran.
But you have like almost red hair. Come on.
We're not all the same, Kim.
All right. So go through the options again one more time. Despacito.
All right. A. Despacito, B. Baby Shark Dance, C. Gangnam Style, or D. Shape of You?
This is hard.
This is hard.
Ah, yeah. Okay. All right, we have to guess. All right.
Yes.
All right. So
I think kids' videos. I think Baby Shark is going to be there because kids watch
Over
videos
and over.
over and over and over.
so you're gonna say Baby Shark. What about you, Ben?
No, I think Baby Shark is in the top.
Oh, well, yes.
It's which one of these
So I
is
eliminate
not?
Oh, this one is not.
Yeah, I'm going to say, I'm pretty sure A and B are locks. Like Baby Shark
Despacito.
and the Despacito. Yeah, I'm pretty sure those are locks. Absolutely. So I'm going to venture to guess, because I know Gangnam Style and the Ed Sheeran song, but Gangnam Style is a few years old, and maybe it didn't really hit that viewer numbers that Ed Sheeran did. So I'm going to say it's Gangnam Style. That is
Okay, what do you
not
think, Al?
in the top 5.
I'm going to go with Ed Sheeran.
I'm gonna go with Ed Sheeran too. So, what's the answer, Matthew?
All right. Only one of you is correct. It is Gangnam Style. When it was
That is so
released, it was the
surprising.
biggest YouTube video ever, but since then it's been taken over. And one more quick question.
Gangnam
Can anybody
Style.
guess how many views the Baby Shark Dance video has?
Oh, like 25 million.
Higher.
50 million?
50?
Higher.
Worth of a
Higher.
billion?
No way.
2 million?
10.18 billion views.
Oh my gosh. It is the
What?
And it's made up of like 5 kids just watching it over and over again.
It's just my niece. That's it. It's all her. Yeah.
just Baby Shark all the time. But what do chemists like to watch on YouTube? Anybody? Reaction videos. Reaction videos. All right, stay right where you are. Coming up, Matt is our dedicated internet scout, and he's going to tell us what the heck is going online. So stay right where you are. How'd you like to hear about how I saved $456 in just 5 minutes? I used an app called Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Can you remember all the free trials and all the other random subscriptions that you've signed up for? Of course you don't, and that's what they're banking on. I love that with Rocket Money, I can see all of my subscriptions in one place. Then if I see something I don't want, I just tap to cancel, and I never have to get on the phone with customer service. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has helped save its members an average of $720 a year, with over 500 million in canceled subscriptions. Stop wasting money on things that you just don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/Kim. That's rocketmoney.com/Kim. rocketmoney.com/Kim. Hey, welcome back to Tech Refresh. It's a weekly fun show about everything digital. If you have not already, make sure that you sign up for The Current. Head over to getthecurrent.com. It's our exclusive newsletter, things you don't see anywhere else on the shows or on the websites. And you want to sign up, see a sample right now over at getthecurrent.com. So, Matt, you are our dedicated internet scout. What is the internet talking about?
So, we can't not talk about the Super Bowl commercials. We just have to talk about at least one of them in particular, because it was my favorite. It was a lot of the internet's favorite. So, Coinbase's bouncing QR code on the screen, that the very first time it bounces, you think it's going to go into the corner, and then it misses, and then at the final thing, it hits the corner. So, this was so popular that as soon as that commercial aired on the TV, Coinbase's website crashed because so many people were scanning that QR code from their TV. And so the whole Twitter and TikTok were like, oh, heads are going to roll over at Coinbase in the marketing department, because they should have prepared for something that was so simple but attracted so many people to their website. It was pretty amazing.
Yeah, it was one of those, they spent so much on the commercial and probably
Yes.
should have, added some server space.
Yeah.
Something along the line. Absolutely. I mean, but, Corona, they don't need any advertisements, not in the Super Bowl anymore, because it's already gone viral. 2, Ye's meltdown on Twitter. Yes.
I'm going to address him as Kanye. I'm not going to say yay. I feel like that's giving him too much. So
Okay, but excuse me. Wait, before we talk about it, since you are closer to this whole demographic than I am, what is this
Okay.
whole deal where he wears a mask and like a sock over his face? I mean, what is that?
Okay. So, as a millennial, here's what I can tell you. I don't know.
Okay.
Thanks for that expert.
You're
analysis.
welcome. You're
Now,
welcome.
this isn't going to be funny. I wish I had a funny answer, but I think honestly he has severe mental health issues
Yes.
and
Absolutely.
makes very
Yeah,
strange
he does.
choices.
He does.
Absolutely. And that is definitely the case, and I don't think that anybody can really argue with that fact. But over the weekend, he might have taken things too far. So, his ex-wife, Kim Kardashian, is now dating SNL star Pete Davidson. And that's all over the news. It's a big deal. And now Kanye decided that over the weekend, he was just sick of it. And he started posting post after post on Instagram, just berating random people for being friends with them and posting like weird pictures of his face and Pete Davidson's face, like put onto the Avengers out front where it's like the two fighting each other. And he doesn't even call him by his name. He calls him Skeet for some reason. 'Cause he
Okay,
doesn't want to say his name.
Okay,
and
where
it's
this
just-
guy is a billionaire. Okay, where are the handlers? Where are the people around him to say, "Hey, listen, dude, back off, sit down. You're going to ruin your rep and you're
Yeah.
going to hurt your kids because they're going to see this and you're just making a complete jerk out of yourself."
I've seen tons
I'm
of TikToks making fun of the PR team that works
Oh,
for
yeah,
Kanye.
that's
So,
probably-
yeah.
He probably just pays to have people around him who let him,
That's
you
true.
know, enable him to do this
That's
stuff.
what happens,
You know
right?
what? That is true because a lot of people, they have just yes people all around them and because they get paid so much.
Yeah.
All right, so gosh, before you talk about this Wordle,
Yeah.
you know, it's been really hard over the last couple of days. I really think.
I haven't noticed. I've won every day.
Have you? Okay. Well, I guess I was struggling with aroma. For some reason, it's like I did not see that at all. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, especially
You know, words that start with vowels are a little tougher, I think.
Yeah, I had trouble with the
oh,
ulcer.
see,
Oh,
I
yeah,
got ulcer.
yeah.
Same
You know what?
thing.
I
Week or
got
two ago.
ulcer. I didn't get aroma. Okay, I'm not sure what that's about. All right, so Matt, what is the internet saying about Wordle?
So the internet is divided. So after the acquisition of Wordle by the New York Times, there are some people that are thinking, oh, it's much easier now. It's just like a child's game now. And then there's people that are like, it's so hard. I never win. But no one can really decide. The interesting thing that a lot of people ran into is on the day that it switched from being Wordle to the New York Times Wordle, it glitched. And if you played it before the switch, you were able to play it twice. So people were failing because it was, I believe that was the day it was Aroma. And people were, oh, it can't be Aroma because that was already the guess this morning. It must be a new puzzle. And so people were failing because they weren't able to, they didn't think that they would give the same word 2 times in a row.
All right, you know, and we have a ton of Wordle tips over on the website, right, Al? Tell us what's trending there.
We do, yes. On the site, far and away, our biggest story last week and into this week is a shady side hustle that people are using to earn like $10,000 a week. So, not advice to go do this. Go read it. I am not telling you what to do with your time and your money. There is a big change coming to Gmail, and we will show you all about how that is working. We have a warning on what I think is really one of the most dangerous ways that you can get hacked, and that's SIM swapping. If you have not read that yet, it's been trending for a while, which I'm glad about. I want people to know more about this, so head over to the site and read that. And then we have a smart little trick. Amazon Prime prices are going up, and if you have not renewed yet, there is a trick where you can get a discounted year without that new price, but you have to hurry. Go do it soon.
Bum, bum, bum. And that means get over there right now to commando.com. And speaking of, make sure that you're not ghosting us on social media. Ghosting, once again, Matthew, is...
Just not responding to us on social media
Yeah.
or ignoring us on social media.
And not following us on social media. Just looking at the
which you
post.
should do.
Yeah, what is up with that? So wherever you go, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Facebook, it's all at Kim Commando. So make sure that you follow us because we have all kinds of great stuff that we share all day long. And speaking of great stuff, Ben is coming up with his review, his talk about whether or not we should be looking at smart refrigerators here on Tech Refresh. How'd you like to hear about how I saved $456 in just 5 minutes? I used an app called Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Can you remember all the free trials and all the other random subscriptions that you've signed up for?
Of course you don't, and that's what they're banking on. I love that with Rocket Money, I can see all of my subscriptions in one place. Then if I see something I don't want, I just tap to cancel, and I never have to get on the phone with customer service. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has helped save its members an average of $720 a year, with over 500 million in canceled subscriptions. Stop wasting money on things that you just don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/Kim. That's rocketmoney.com/Kim. rocketmoney.com/Kim.
Hey, welcome back to Tech Refresh. It's your weekly fun podcast, as I like to say, about all things digital. And don't forget, oh, come on, just sign up already, because then I can stop talking about it. That's right. See a sample. Sign up right now at getthecurrent.com. Once again, that's getthecurrent.com. And also just want to remind you that this is not the 3-hour Kim Commando show. Of course it's not. You knew that. To get all 3 hours commercial-free as a podcast or as a webcast, you just head over to getkim.com. Once again, that's getkim.com. Do you know what's a trend here? It's like getthecurrent.com, getkim.com. You know, it means, get it already. All right, so Ben, you've had a Samsung smart refrigerator. Of course you have.
Of course you have.
Yes, exactly. And tell us about it.
It wasn't premeditated. I mean, it was like, for the past couple of years, our barely 8-year-old LG fridge, ice maker issues, nobody could fix it, finally just dumped water all over the floor. So it was time anyway. And no, I didn't sabotage it.
Sure.
But I for a couple of years, I'd been looking at, refrigerators from Samsung, particularly the kind with the 22-inch touchscreen built in. So we discussed it and, decided, okay, we'll give it a try. So I got it, and it's got what's called the Samsung Family Hub. You can talk to it. It used to only come with Samsung's Bixby voice assistant, but now last summer they added Alexa to it. So you can do pretty much anything you can with an Echo. Check the weather, turn on the lights. Now this includes shopping. You can do voice shopping. Now I have not used it to order groceries yet. I just have not done that, but I've gone through the method to do it. I just haven't finished it because you can only order certain things.
Wait, okay, but wait, whoa,
but you have all these other tabs that you can.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Back up, Ben.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So you haven't done your shopping through your smart refrigerator yet?
Not officially, not ordered. Now we do keep a running shopping list on the screen.
Disappointed in you, Ben.
What's even the point?
Yeah, throw it away.
honestly?
Come on, Ben.
Put it out on the sidewalk, free fridge.
Yeah, and what's your address? Just so if
If it just like lands out there on Big Trash Day, okay.
Sure.
All right. Okay. Now that I'm over that, okay. Continue, Ben.
Well, you've got these other tabs, and where, like I said, the shopping list. It's got a little section for meal planning that you can customize, and it can recommend. It's got recipes. You can put your calendar on it. You can sync it with your family members' calendars. And it's got this little, I forget what it's called, but it's a notes app where you can basically draw out notes and leave them for other, it's like, my Logan was here, or whatever, just like, hey, I'm running, anything you can do like with a text message is just more
So
fun
I could
on
put a
So-
note on there that says, Barry, do not eat the Haagen-Dazs ice cream.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. As soon as you walk up, it detects you and the screen would just light up with that. If that's the last thing it's on, yep, that's the
what?
first
That
thing
would
he
be
would
so
see.
funny
So-
because, I always go to bed before he does, and then I could leave that on, and so when he goes up, he's like, "God!" Now I could just hear him go, "Everywhere I go, this woman's nagging me."
Isn't that
Well,
the
there's your
worst,
reason
though,
right
when
there.
you're all excited to eat something and then somebody else in your house ate it?
Oh,
True,
that is
true.
so
Oh, yeah.
disappointing.
Hate
Oh, I
that.
hate that. Especially, like you go to the restaurant, you only ate like half of it, but it was so good.
Right.
And then you go to the
And you're saving it on purpose for later.
And that has happened to me so many times. Then you open your fridge, you're like, all right, who ate it? Come on. All right.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ben.
Such a letdown, I know. But it's kind of fun because I customize the home screen to where you can look at the with the current weather conditions, thumbnail images from my outdoor Nest cams, and like the inside temperature, so I can adjust the Nest thermostats from the fridge.
Do you just stand in front of the fridge all day?
Not the whole day, but a good
He
part
has
of it.
his tabs and his label maker, and he stands in front of his
You know
smart
what?
fridge.
For all we know, he could be standing in front of the refrigerator right now with a canned background. I mean, if you notice, the background
it's a
doesn't
green
move.
screen.
Okay, yes.
Exactly. It's you can stream music to it.
Okay, that's
Like you can do Amazon Music, and if you have a Samsung phone or tablet, you can actually stream like
Have
Netflix
you streamed the
on
Kim
it.
Commando
So,
show on the
I mean,
refrigerator? Because that would be really funny.
I have not. But you still have to have that water cooler talk, though. It's like, I watched the latest episode of Ozark on the
On the
fridge,
on the
fridge.
fridge.
or the
Stands
show.
in front
So
of that all day.
the speakers are actually really nice. So, and you can look at the app, and there's a camera built in on the inside of the fridge too, so you can like open the app and look at kind of this wide view of what's inside the fridge.
Oh, so
I mean, obviously,
you
it's
can
not
be
going
at
to
the
move things
Yes, you can
around
be at
for
the
you.
store.
but
You can be at
Yeah.
the store and say, like, am I out of milk? Yes, I can look in the fridge and see that I'm out of milk.
That part
That's
is handy
pretty
if you
cool.
can see everything.
That's actually
I
cool.
mean, if you've got rows of stuff. So, but so when I looked at it, it's like Samsung refrigerators are just they're kind of that premium price anyway. And when you compared, it was like in the grand scheme of things, this adds depending on the model $400 or $500 to get the one with the screen. So it wasn't like you're spending double or even 1,000 more or anything like that. So that made it a little easier to.
Does it get over the air updates?
Yeah, yeah, it's
See, that's,
connected to the Wi-Fi. so.
I mean, how many times in your life would you ever say, "Hey, honey, did the Samsung get the latest firmware update?" Just wondering. Okay.
Can you update the
Yes.
fridge?
Yeah.
You remind me of that when you talked about the modem for the cars, Kim. Like the idea of like, oh, I have to get a new modem for my
Yes.
car.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
My coffee maker needs firmware updates
Oh my
too.
God.
It's right next to the fridge.
You know,
There's an episode of Modern Family where they get a smart fridge, and both Cam and Mitch fall in love with the smart fridge. So Ben, be careful.
I've seen that one.
watch out, watch out. All right, so you like the smart fridge?
I do. Now, is it something it's life changing? Everybody needs this? No, because if you have an Echo Show in there, you're going to get pretty much a lot of the same stuff. Aside from, you can't see the camera inside. You can't access. You can't create these custom meal plans based on what's in the fridge. You can work around it, but I mean, it does streamline a few things if that's even what you want to do in the first place. If those are things you even want to.
Well, it's
on.
definitely worth looking at. I mean, so if you're out there appliance shopping, you should take a look at smart appliances.
It's
Okay.
just fun. Even if you don't need it, it is fun.
And then so you
Saturday.
told me that your next smart appliance is going to be the smart dishwasher.
Well, don't tell anybody.
Oh, it's a secret.
I don't, at least that's the next thing that would be, at least
Okay,
up for
whatever you
research.
do not buy this for your wife for Mother's Day. I mean, this is a smart dishwasher does not make a great Mother's Day gift. I'm just saying.
No.
Flowers, diamonds.
No, I've seen the Peloton commercial.
That's not. All right, Ben, that was really interesting. Talk about smart refrigerators, and someday we'll have to find out what else is smart in your house and things that you really like. I mean, I'm sure there's a whole list of things.
Everything.
I'll have a multi-page list ready. And it'll be
All right, so
color-coded.
now we always like to leave our listeners with a smile, right? And so I always have a really bad joke. But this one, I think, isn't as bad as maybe some of the other ones. So you'll have to give me a rating at the end. Okay, are you ready? Okay. A policeman was interrogating three guys who were training to become detectives. To test out their skills in recognizing a subject, he shows the first person a picture for 5 seconds and then hides it. And he says, "This is your suspect. How would you recognize him?" And the first guy says, "Well, it's easy to catch him because he only has one eye." And the policeman says, "Well, that's because the picture I showed you was his side profile, okay?" So he's flustered by this ridiculous response. And he looks at, and then he flashes the picture for 5 seconds at the second guy and asks him, "This is your suspect. How would you recognize him?" The second guy smiles, flips his hair, and says, "He's so easy to catch because he only has one ear." And the policeman responds, "What the heck is the matter with you two? Of course he only has one eye and he's one ear because it's his side profile. Is that the best answer you can come up with?" So frustrated at this point, he shows the picture to the third guy, and in a very testy voice, he says, "This is your suspect. How would you recognize him?" And he quickly adds, "Think hard before you give me a stupid answer." The third guy looks at the picture and says, well, the suspect wears contact lenses. And the policeman's surprised at this. And he says, that's an interesting answer. Stay right here. I want to go check his file, and I'm going to be right back with the answer. He leaves the room, goes to his office, checks the suspect's file on his computer, comes back with a smile on his face. He says, wow, you know what? I can't believe it. It's true. The suspect actually, in fact, wears contact lenses. Great work. And he says to the third guy, how are you able to make such an astute observation? Third guy says, it's easy. He can't wear regular glasses because he only has one eye and one ear. Oh, okay.
That was
It
good.
wasn't bad.
That was
Right? It was kind of a long joke, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it was long, but it was, everybody laughed, so it wasn't.
I didn't know where it was going.
Okay.
So.
All right, so if you have any jokes that you'd like to share with us, if you have any comments about our podcast, make sure that you send us a note. And the address is simply podcasts@commando.com. Once again, that's podcasts@commando.com. And don't forget, 24/7, you can always check us out, get breaking tech news alerts, security alerts. And the address is simple, komando.com. And we'll see you again here next week.